So once you've made the 2 bars, you just connect it, and you can see that it's got you've got all 3 pieces, and then just that little bar going between it to hold them. And you've got the same on the other end. And this just kind of holds it all together. And I've got still a little bit of space between the beads. So I left a little bit of space on this strand, since we're actually going to take 22 gauge wire and go between these. If you leave it like it is, you could curve it and make it a bracelet, but your strands are going to separate and won't be quite the same. Once we go between it all with a 22 gauge wire, it's going to keep it all in line like this, which will look much nicer. And we'll actually take the 22 gauge wire, and we get some of that. And you'll want to do about twice the length of your bracelet. Since this, once you know the bracelets actually, you count for the ends and everything that you've done. It's going to be about 14 inches. So this will be a 7-inch bracelet plus the clasp. It's going to be right between 7 and 8 inches. You can make that whatever length you want. So you want to do probably about 14 inches of the 22 gauge wire. And you can just measure off and get just enough. And I always go a little more, especially with the copper wire, which is less expensive. So I'm going to make that just a little longer. Again, just like with all the wire that you cut, have your flush side with the piece of wire you're working with, which is this one, so that the end of this wire will be flat. And just cut that off. And what we'll do is actually start working with one end of the bracelet. And to get a start on there, to get it to hold on to one end, I'm actually just going to make a little loop on the end of this. Let it open still, just to kind of give me a start on the wire. You can actually even, if you want to, wrap it around a couple times at this end. And once you get that done, you're going to start wrapping around the wire and between each bead, so that your wire is actually going to go between these. So you'll have to spread this and make a little space here. But you're going to wrap it through, and you can wrap it over, and then come around between the beads, and you're going to want to wrap around that middle wire. Okay, it'll take a little bit of bending of your wire and everything, but it will still come out good in the end. But you're just basically going to go between each one of these beads and also around the outer pieces of wire. And that's going to hold everything in place, as well as make it look really nice. Not only hold the beads in place, but it'll hold the sides of your bracelet in place. And it'll give it an added effect of having that wire wrapping that's going through each one of the beads, in between each one.